All right. Hello. I wanted to talk to you today about um, like paleo hacks. Trying to hack into the paleo diet the right way through tradition. Tradition being best understood through the soil. The soil deficiencies are kind of the biggest reality that we are pretending are just something happening underneath whatever. We don't really pay attention to it. It's a below us kind of thing. But it is the biggest truth in health right now, because without the proper minerals and the proper soil, we cannot heal the body. So we get stuck, we become enslaved to the body. We have to create a whole culture around the body of sports and trainers, and we have to go so crazy into the body, working out all the time, just to push out some of these soy-fed animal proteins that we're eating, and endocrine disruptors and toxins and heavy metals, and we're trying to push it all out because, it's destroying our body, and it creates a culture of the body, which is not the goal. The goal is not to have a culture of the body, which is like, I live in Los Angeles now, and that's what you see everywhere. And there's nothing wrong with it, because we do have to find this transition. But what I'm saying is that should not be the final result. We should have a culture of body, soul, and spirit, where all three are equally understood to a certain degree. And with probably the spirit leading, but that's not going to happen if we're enslaved to the body, because the soil is keeping us deficient, so we have to overcome the deficiency. So the number one way in a paleo diet, which actually goes back to our traditions, is through using the skin to absorb magnesium. Magnesium deficiency is the number one deficiency in the world, and it is also increased through the paleo diet. It's increased through the lack of, grains and things, which used to be where we would get our magnesium. Now, I can understand some people moving away from grains, and, I get some of these things, but we have to realize that if that was our number one source, and now we don't have it, and then the soil's deficient, and we think we're just going to be able to be perfect machines and extract everything from every almond we eat, and our body will go through that perfect extraction without costing us much energy. No, that's not going to happen. So, the best way is to find a way to get it into you, which is not going to take too much energy. So that is the way our ancestors did it. Greek and Roman spa culture originated from Magnesia in Greece. And so this is going to be how you get it into the body, through the skin. So transdermal magnesium is not just another, fad product. It's the number one, it's the master supplement, and it will become the master supplement over the next 20 years. It will be a household word. Everybody will know about it, because we will have no choice. And so that's what's happening. But the problem is there's a lot of Asian cheap look-alike solvent extracted stuff, which once it gets in the body, it might heal some of the magnesium deficiency, but it's not giving you the full spectrum. You're not able to pull all these endocrine disruptors, heavy metals, acid residues, and toxins out of the system. That's what magnesium is supposed to do. There's over 800 studies on magnesium, 30% of which focus on chelation. So the chelation is what the magnesium is doing. If it's molecularly pure, it gets in the body, pulls things out, gets them out through the sweat glands or other orifices. The bile, hair, it can go however they have to get it out. We actually sweat at night, even while we're sleeping. Even if we're not working out and pushing it out, we sweat while we sleep. But it's like a different type of transpiration, There's carbon and water and different things which are leaving the body, and this amasses to about a pound or more every night that we lose. So even someone who's not working out is still going to get the benefits of the magnesium exodus, I guess you could say, of toxins. So the paleo, we have to find a way to do this in the paleo, because the paleo is one of the places where we're missing this exact item. And it does go back into history. It goes back into our ancestry. It goes even deeper than that, back into Asia, and the mining for these types of soft stones, and then they would turn that into a little medical solution, and then this water they would put on, the Spartans would use it from magnesia, the waters of magnesia on their legs. And so they knew, they already had figured this stuff out. We're just now getting back to that, And this is not like an Epsom salt bath, because Epsom salt is an exudative process. We're detoxifying the skin to a certain degree. And then we get stuck in the bad bath water that we have that's full of like radioactive elements, endocrine disruptors, fluoride, fluorine, chlorine, every other thing in the world. There's probably over 100 contaminants in there. There is actually, because I've seen test results, which are coming out now more and more. And so, do it in a way without water, if possible. Just the transdermal magnesium in glass. That's the best way to do it. These blue bottles from the Heart of Tradition, that's the best place to get them because they're only in glass. It's only $3 a week to do a yearly treatment. And do it right. Don't go spend this one's $2 for a whole month. Don't go there because it's too big of a deficiency. It's kind of like eggs. If you have to spend $10 a pop on eggs for a dozen, then do it. That's the right price point to overcome the soy-fed chickens that we have today. So, what I mean is in certain areas where things are cheap enough, like eggs, spend the most money you can. That's intelligent. Eggs, milk, salt, all these things, spend the most you can in these bread. In these areas, you want to find the right products. So it's the same with magnesium. Spend the most you can on this type of area because if it's only $50 a year to do a 4-month treatment, most people can get away with it doing that much. I did 6 months to a year at first, and sports people do it all year, but some people only need 4 to 6 months to start and get it moving. You're at $50, $60 a year. That's not, that's doable for most people. So don't go cheap in this one area because it's a molecular game changer when you have actual natural state magnesium, which has not been solvent extracted. It is has much more chelation power, and it can pull things out of the body. So you get more of a full spectrum detox on top of the magnesium deficiency levels being covered. So that's what you want. You want it to be in glass bottles. You don't want these cheap plastic lookalikes from Asia that, pretend to be from the Zechstein and all that stuff. If it doesn't have the Zechstein inside logo, it's not the real thing. So come check us out at theheartoftradition.com and get yourself a bottle and find out a lot more about health through all of our free tips, free literature, podcasts, videos, and everything that we have we've put out there for free. So help us, support us, and come check us out, theheartoftradition.com.